Luna and the Enchanted Forest. Luna was a young girl who loved exploring more than anything else in the world. She had curly brown hair that bounced when she walked, and bright green eyes that sparkled with curiosity. Every day after school, she would wander through the woods behind her grandmother's house, looking for interesting rocks, colorful leaves, and hidden treasures. One sunny afternoon in late spring, Luna decided to venture deeper into the forest than she had ever gone before. She packed her small backpack with a peanut butter sandwich, a bottle of water, and her favorite stuffed rabbit, Mr. Hopscotch. Her grandmother had always told her to stay on the marked trails, but today Luna felt particularly brave and adventurous. As she walked along the familiar path, Luna noticed something unusual. There was a soft golden light filtering through the trees ahead, different from the regular sunlight. The light seemed to dance and shimmer, almost like it was calling to her. Luna's heart began to beat faster with excitement as she followed the mysterious glow. The golden light led her to a clearing she had never seen before. In the center of the clearing stood the most beautiful tree Luna had ever encountered. It was enormous, with a trunk so wide that a whole group of people holding hands couldn't wrap their arms around it. The bark was silver and seemed to glow from within, and the leaves were every color of the rainbow. As Luna approached the magnificent tree, she heard a tiny voice calling for help. "Hello? Is someone there?" she called out, looking around the clearing. The voice came again, and this time Luna could tell it was coming from somewhere up in the tree. "Up here! Please help me!" squeaked the little voice. Luna looked up and gasped in amazement. Sitting on one of the lower branches was the tiniest person Luna had ever seen. The little being was no bigger than Luna's thumb, with delicate butterfly wings and clothes made of flower petals. Her hair was golden like sunlight, and her eyes were bright blue like the summer sky. "Oh my goodness!" Luna exclaimed. "Are you a fairy?" The tiny creature nodded, looking both relieved and worried. "Yes, I'm Sparkle, and I'm in terrible trouble. I was flying home to the Enchanted Valley when a strong wind blew me off course. Now I'm lost, and I can't find my way back to my family." Luna's heart filled with compassion for the little fairy. She had always dreamed of meeting a real fairy, and now one needed her help. "Don't worry, Sparkle," Luna said gently. "I'll help you find your way home. What does the Enchanted Valley look like?" Sparkle's tiny face brightened with hope. "It's the most beautiful place in the world," she said, her voice like the tinkling of tiny bells. "There are flowers as big as houses, streams that sparkle like diamonds, and trees that sing in the wind. All the fairies live there in harmony with the woodland creatures." Luna carefully extended her hand, and Sparkle gratefully flew onto her palm. The fairy weighed no more than a feather, and her wings felt like silk against Luna's skin. "I've never seen anything like that around here," Luna said thoughtfully. "But maybe we can find it together. Adventure awaits." With Sparkle safely perched on her shoulder, Luna began exploring the forest in a new way. The fairy pointed out magical things that Luna had never noticed before. Flowers that changed colors when the wind touched them, mushrooms that glowed softly in the shadows, and butterflies that seemed to dance in patterns. As they walked deeper into the woods, they came across a babbling brook. The water was crystal clear, and Luna could see colorful fish swimming beneath the surface. But as they got closer, they noticed something troubling. A family of rabbits was gathered by the water's edge, looking very upset. "What's wrong?" Luna asked the rabbits, surprised that she could understand them. Sparkle explained that being near magical creatures had given Luna the temporary ability to speak with animals.
The largest rabbit, who seemed to be the father, looked up with sad eyes. "Our youngest bunny, Pip, fell into the fast-moving part of the stream downstream. The current carried him away, and we can't swim well enough to rescue him. We're so worried." Luna immediately knew she had to help. She had always been a strong swimmer, and she couldn't bear to see the rabbit family so distressed. "Don't worry," she told them firmly. "We'll find Pip and bring him home safely." Sparkle agreed enthusiastically. "Luna is very brave and kind," she told the rabbits. "If anyone can help, it's her." Luna and Sparkle hurried downstream, following the winding brook. The water moved faster here, tumbling over rocks and creating small waterfalls. They searched carefully, looking for any sign of the lost bunny. After walking for a little while, they heard a faint crying sound. There, caught on a fallen log in the middle of the stream, was the tiniest, most frightened rabbit Luna had ever seen. The little bunny was soaking wet and trembling with cold and fear. "Hold on, Pip," Luna called out. "I'm coming to get you." Luna quickly took off her shoes and socks, rolled up her pants, and waded into the stream. The water was cold and moved swiftly, but Luna was determined. She carefully made her way to the fallen log, using rocks and branches to steady herself. When she reached Pip, the little rabbit was shivering uncontrollably. Luna gently scooped him up and held him close to her warm chest. "You're safe now," she whispered soothingly. "Let's get you back to your family." The journey back to shore was more challenging, with the scared bunny in her arms. Luna had to move slowly and carefully to avoid slipping on the wet rocks. Sparkle flew nervously around them, offering encouragement and watching for any danger. When they finally reached the bank, Luna wrapped Pip in her sweater to keep him warm. The little rabbit looked up at her with grateful eyes. "Thank you for saving me," he said in the tiniest voice. "I was so scared I would never see my family again." "That's what friends do," Luna said with a warm smile. "They help each other when they're in trouble." They hurried back to where Pip's family was waiting. When the rabbit parents saw their lost baby safe in Luna's arms, they hopped with joy. The mother rabbit nuzzled Pip lovingly, while the father rabbit thanked Luna over and over again. "You are the kindest human we have ever met," the father rabbit said. "How can we ever repay your kindness?" Luna shook her head. "Seeing Pip safe with his family is all the reward I need." But then she remembered her mission to help Sparkle. "Actually, there is something you might be able to help us with. We're looking for the Enchanted Valley. Have you ever heard of it?" The rabbit family exchanged knowing looks. "Oh, yes," the mother rabbit said excitedly. "It's a magical place deep in the heart of the forest, but it's hidden from most humans. Only those with pure hearts and good intentions can enter our realm. You are very special, Luna." The father rabbit nodded. "There is a secret path," he said. "Follow the brook upstream until you reach the singing stones. Then look for the path marked with blue flowers. But be warned, the journey is not easy, and you will face challenges along the way." Luna felt a thrill of excitement mixed with nervousness. She looked at Sparkle, who was practically glowing with hope. "Are you ready for an adventure?" she asked her tiny friend. "With you by my side, I'm ready for anything," she replied bravely. After saying goodbye to the grateful rabbit family, Luna and Sparkle began their journey upstream. The path along the brook was sometimes easy and sometimes difficult. They had to climb over fallen trees, squeeze through thick bushes, and cross slippery rocks. As they walked, Sparkle told Luna more about her home. "In the Enchanted Valley, everything is in perfect harmony," she explained. "The flowers sing lullabies to help the baby animals sleep. The trees grow fruit that tastes like whatever you're craving most, and the streams flow with water so pure it can heal any hurt. It sounds like paradise, Luna said wistfully. She was getting tired from all the walking, but the thought of helping Sparkle kept her going. After what felt like a very long time,
The sound was hauntingly beautiful, like voices singing in harmony with the wind. "The singing stones!" Sparkle exclaimed joyfully. "We're getting close!" They rounded a bend in the stream and gasped in wonder. Before them was a natural amphitheater made of smooth, colorful stones. Each stone was a different size and color, and when the wind blew across them, they created the most beautiful music Luna had ever heard. The melody was magical and seemed to tell a story without words. Luna felt as if the stones were welcoming them and encouraging them to continue their journey. Sparkle danced in the air, her tiny wings sparkling in the dappled sunlight. "Now we need to look for the path marked with blue flowers," Luna said, scanning the area around the singing stones. At first, she didn't see anything unusual. But then, as she looked more carefully, she noticed a faint trail leading away from the stream. The trail was almost hidden, winding between large rocks and under low-hanging branches. And there, growing along the edges of the path, were small blue flowers that seemed to glow with their own inner light. "Found it!" Luna said excitedly. "The path is right here." As they started down the hidden trail, Luna noticed that the forest around them was changing. The trees were taller and more majestic. The air smelled sweeter, filled with the scent of flowers and honey. And there was a magical quality to the light, as if everything was touched by fairy dust. But their journey was far from over. The path led up a steep hill covered with thorny vines. The thorns weren't dangerous, but they caught on Luna's clothes and made walking difficult. "This is harder than I thought it would be," Luna panted, as she carefully pushed through the vines. Sparkle tried to help by flying ahead and finding the clearest parts of the path. "Don't give up, Luna," Sparkle encouraged. "Every great adventure has challenges. That's what makes reaching the goal so special." Luna took a deep breath and kept climbing. She thought about Pip and how scared he had been, and how good it felt to help his family. She thought about Sparkle's family, probably worried sick about their missing daughter. These thoughts gave her the strength to keep going. When they finally reached the top of the hill, Luna had to stop and catch her breath. But when she looked up, she forgot all about being tired. Spread out before them was the most incredible sight she had ever seen. The enchanted valley was even more beautiful than Sparkle had described. It was a vast meadow filled with flowers of every color imaginable. Some flowers were indeed as big as houses, with petals that sparkled like jewels. Butterflies with huge, colorful wings danced from bloom to bloom. And in the center of the lake was a crystal-clear lake that reflected the sky like a perfect mirror. Around the lake grew trees with silver bark and leaves that chimed like bells in the breeze. And everywhere, Luna could see countless tiny lights dancing in the air, a whole sky full of fairies flying and playing together. "I'm home!" Sparkle cried with joy. Tears of happiness sparkled in her tiny eyes. "And it's all thanks to you, Luna. You are the best friend anyone could ask for." As they descended into the valley, other fairies began to notice them. Soon, a group of fairies came flying toward them, led by two who looked very much like Sparkle. "Sparkle!" cried the fairy who was obviously her mother. "We've been so worried about you." "We searched everywhere. How did you find your way home?" Sparkle flew to her parents and hugged them tightly. "This is my friend Luna," she said proudly. "She saved my life and helped me find my way back to you. She even rescued a baby rabbit on the way." The fairy parents turned to Luna with expressions of deep gratitude. "We can never thank you enough," Sparkle's mother said. "You brought our precious daughter home safely. And you showed great kindness to other creatures along the way.
That shows the true goodness of your heart." Soon, word of Luna's brave deeds spread throughout the fairy community. Fairies came from all corners of the valley to meet the human girl who had helped one of their own. They were amazed that a human could see their magical world. "Most humans can't see us or our valley. Only those with pure hearts and genuine kindness can enter our realm. You are very special, Luna." The fairies decided to throw a celebration in Luna's honor. They prepared a feast of nectar and honey cakes, flower petal salads, and fruit that tasted like whatever Luna imagined. Musician fairies played harps made of spider silk, while dancer fairies performed in the air. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold, Luna knew it was time to head home. Her grandmother would be worried if she stayed out too late. "I have to go now," Luna said sadly, "but I'll never forget this magical day." The fairy queen, who had been watching the celebration from afar, approached Luna. She was the most beautiful fairy of all, with wings that looked like they were made of rainbows. "Luna, you have shown exceptional kindness and courage today. As a token of our gratitude, I want to give you a special gift." The queen reached into a pouch made of rose petals and pulled out a small glowing crystal. "This is a friendship stone," she explained. "Whenever you hold it and think of us, you'll be able to find your way back to the Enchanted Valley. And whenever we need help, we'll be able to call upon you." Luna accepted the crystal with wonder. It was warm to the touch and seemed to pulse with its own heartbeat. "Thank you so much," she whispered. "This is the most amazing gift I've ever received." Sparkle flew over to give Luna one last hug. "You'll always be my best friend," she said. "Promise you'll come back and visit?" "I promise," Luna said, carefully tucking the crystal into her pocket. "And if you ever need help again, just call my name." The fairies formed a glowing procession to escort Luna to the edge of the valley. As they walked, they sang a farewell song that sounded like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. The melody was so beautiful that Luna knew she would remember it forever. At the entrance to the valley, the path Luna had taken to get there had mysteriously changed. Instead of the steep, thorny hill, there was now a smooth, easy trail that led directly back toward her grandmother's house. Magic always helps those who help others. The journey home is always easier when you've done good deeds along the way. Luna waved goodbye to all her new fairy friends. As she walked down the magical path, she could hear their voices calling out well wishes and promises to see her again soon. The path through the forest was lit by fireflies and glowing mushrooms, making it easy for Luna to find her way. She thought about all the amazing things that had happened that day. She had discovered a magical world, made friends with fairies, saved a baby rabbit, and learned that kindness and courage could lead to the most wonderful adventures. When she finally emerged from the forest, she could see her grandmother's house in the distance. The warm light glowing from the windows looked especially welcoming after her magical adventure. Her grandmother was waiting on the porch, a worried expression on her face. "Luna, there you are," she said with relief. "I was getting concerned when you didn't come back before sunset." "I'm sorry, Grandma," Luna said, running up to give her a big hug. "I went on the most amazing adventure." As they went inside for dinner, Luna told her grandmother all about her magical day. She described meeting Sparkle, saving Pip, finding the Enchanted Valley, and receiving the Friendship Stone. Her grandmother listened with sparkling eyes, occasionally asking questions about the fairies and their magical home. "You know, Luna," her grandmother said thoughtfully as they sat down to eat, "I've always believed that magic is real for those who have the right kind of heart. Your adventure doesn't surprise me at all. You've always been special." That night, as Luna got ready for bed, she held the friendship stone in her hands. It glowed softly in the darkness, reminding her of all her new friends in the Enchanted Valley. She could almost hear Sparkle's tinkling laugh and the Fairy Queen's wise words. As she drifted off to sleep, Luna dreamed of dancing with fairies under the stars. She dreamed of flowers as big as houses and streams that sparkled like diamonds. And she dreamed of all the future adventures that awaited her in the magical world she had discovered. From that day forward, Luna's life was filled with wonder and magic, and whenever she felt sad or lonely, she would hold her friendship stone and remember that she had friends in a magical valley who cared about her. And sometimes, on very special days, she would return to visit Sparkle and the other fairies. Luna learned that true magic comes to those who are kind to others and brave enough to help when help is needed. And that kind of magic is available to anyone who chooses to believe in it.
Years later, when Luna was grown up, she would tell the story of her magical adventure to her own children. And sometimes, if they listened very carefully on quiet nights, they could hear the faint sound of fairy wings and tinkling laughter carried on the wind. The friendship stone was passed down through Luna's family for generations, and legend says that on special nights, when the moon is full and the forest is quiet, you can still see the glow of the Enchanted Valley shining through the trees. All you need is a kind heart, a brave spirit, and the willingness to help others along the way. Luna's adventure taught her the most important lesson of all. True magic isn't found in spells or potions, but in the kindness we show to others and the courage we find within ourselves. And that kind of magic is available to anyone who chooses to believe in it. The end of Luna's story was really just the beginning of a lifetime filled with magical moments, wonderful friendships, and countless opportunities to help others discover the magic in their own hearts.